All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video about how the day of the Lord is going to humble people. Right? It's going to humble people and make them realize that the places in where they gloried in themselves are not as strong as what they thought it was, man. Right? Because there's a lot of people in this world that they glorify in things that they perceive that they gave unto themselves, right? But the things that they glory in are not going to be able to save them from the day of the Lord. It's just not going to be able to do that. This is Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth, for indeed since I delight, saith Yahweh. Right? People in this world, man, they glorify in how wise they think they are. They glorify in how strong they think they are, right? They glorify in how rich they think they are. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that they are actually as wise as they think they are. That doesn't actually even mean that they actually are wise in general. Because if you don't believe in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, can you really say that you're wise? No, you can't. Right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Right? If there's people in this world that they think that they're strong, or they think that they're a mighty man because they go to the gym and they do resistance training, or because they go to the gym and they do cardio, and they might be a marathon runner or something like that, but if they get into a fight situation, all that marathon running training does not translate into being able to defend yourself, right? And even if you are the top tier of being a mighty man, is an MMA fighter, a boxer, some combat sports heavyweight champion, because that's the top of all combat sports. Whatever the heavyweight division is doing, that's the top guys in the heavyweight division, because the bantamweights could not defeat, for the most part, the heavyweights in a one-on-one battle with just using your own bodies. And if it came to weapons or whatever being involved, well, that's a whole other story, right? But if it came to just straight up your own physical body, the weights are going to make a huge difference, man. But in this world, people glorifying all of these things, and they're going to find out that none of those things matter, man. And then it's got money as well, riches. There's people in this world that they glorifying their riches because they might work or might be in an area that might be poverty stricken, and they could be, for example, the only person around the area that's got a job. Or they might be the manager of a certain place, and then they'll think, oh, I'm glorying in my riches because everyone around them makes maybe 10 grand less than them in a year. But that 10 grand difference, all of you really ain't really rich, but that person's thinking, well, I've got 10 grand more expenditure than everyone else around my proximity, so I'm gonna glory in that over these people. But really, that person himself makes, like, well, let's say 45 grand or something like that, which is not an amount of money to necessarily be ashamed of, I guess. But it's not an amount of money that you should be boasting in to try and make it like you're better than somebody financially, neither. To where you're just some super oligarch rich man that you're just going to be going on private jets and yachts. No, you ain't going to be living like that. No, you're not. It's not an amount of money necessarily to be completely ashamed of, but it's not an amount of money that you should be glorying in and trusting that that's what's going to save yourself, neither. Because neither is being a millionaire in an amount that you can glory in that with. Neither is being a billionaire, and neither is being a trillionaire. There's no amount of money that's going to allow you to be able to escape this day that's coming. There's no amount of I'm strong, going to go to the gym, that's going to be able to make you escape this time that's coming. There's no amount of E equals MC squared. There's no amount of roundness and apple peachy shape to the behind that you've had carved and crafted by a surgeon that's going to make you be able to escape the Lord's wrath. There's no amount of prettiness and beauty to your face. Oh, her eyelashes are so this. You know what I mean? There's no amount of having big pectorals as a man and abs and a V taper, a V tape back. You know what I mean? Oh, I won Mr. Olympia twice, so you know I'm getting on a chariot. No, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean, none of that stuff means anything, man. The day of the Lord that's coming is not, you people are not going to be able to escape by your own vain pride, man. And a lot of people are going to find out that the world's going to really get drastic, man. A lot of people have just lived their life in such a way oblivious, completely oblivious to how evil people can really be, man. They've lived their life completely oblivious to the dangers of what exists on the world for real. You understand? They became completely oblivious, man. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword's being ready, made ready for certain people on this earth now. They don't believe that. They're just living their life oblivious. But the sword goes out for judgment all the time. But in this time, the sword's going to be going out in judgment. All the people that are supposed to get judged by the sword is going to go out for all of them at the same time. So it's not going to be, every day, one or two people in a certain, no, all of the people that are supposed to get judged by the sword, they're all going to be getting the sword given to them all in once, all at one time. All the people that are supposed to perish by famine, they're all going to get it at one time. All the people that are supposed to get teeth of dogs and wild beasts to tear them up, all of them are going to get it at the same time and in the same moment, man. And it's just going to be never ending judgment after judgment after judgment to where people are going to know Yahweh exists. This is God doing this. This ain't no one-off. And then you read about it on the news, it's a shame what happened to that family. No, it's going to be this family got it, then that family got it, then that family got it. And if you ain't covered by the Lord, you're getting it too. That's what it's going to be, man. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And the main people that are gonna be shook up by that are women, man. They're gonna be the main ones that are gonna just find themselves without the ability to just gallivant through the cities, man. They're going to find themselves without the ability to just gallivant wherever they want to go. They're going to find themselves in that situation. And they're going to be trying to come to men and say, can you help me? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And they're going to expect men to just help them. And I was watching a video, man, by Apostle Gabar. And I was getting angry when I was watching the video, man. And some of the time when Apostle Gabar was saying things about the woman that was in the video, this one particular woman, I ended up realizing I was saying some of the exact same thing, man. Like it was some stupid Israelite woman, man. A stupid idiot, man. Some stupid old age middle Israelite woman, man. Like 50 plus or whatever, man. Which is definitely old for a woman. I wouldn't even call a man that's in his 50s old necessarily. But a woman, I would call her old. And if you've got a problem with that, now is the time that you press the X thing on the video and go watch something else, man. Right? This woman said she don't like stopping to pay for gas. Right? I don't like stopping to pay for gas. But then she's on the motorway and now her car's stopped, broken down because she's not had gas in the car, fuel, petrol, whatever you want to call it, man. But she had money to then try and a petrol can in the back to try and take out and try and offer strangers money to siphon their tank now to give her some fuel, her some petrol so that she can get in the car. And you know she was expecting men to stop. You know she would have been expecting men to take time out of their day to help her when she's being an idiot. She's being a stupid idiot, man. Because at most, you have to fuel your car at least weekly, unless you barely even drive your car. But at most, you're going to really be fueling it weekly. Some people might do it daily. Some people might do it every 3 days or whatever because they don't want their tank to go past a certain point. But at most, from what I've seen, it's normally like weekly, man. Some people might not have the time in their day to just always quick time just go and fill it up. They might be tired after finish work or whatever. So on the weekend, they might fill it up, right? And they might make sure they've got enough in there to drive themselves to and from work and whatever else they need to do throughout the day for one whole week. You know what I mean? But this stupid idiot woman, man, she knew that she was close to having no fuel, and then she just carried on driving as if the car is just gonna be like, sorry, you didn't tell me that you was running out of fuel, that you didn't want to fill up the tank. I'll just make myself work now to not have to need fuel no more. Stupid idiot, man. And you know for a fact that that woman was expecting a man to come out and help her. And women are so bugged out that might be a woman's pickup technique, man. Or whichever man stops and helps me with fuel, I'm gonna give him some because he deserved it, because he helped me out, and I'm a like, women are stupid enough to where they would do that stuff, man. They've had it so much in the way in this world, man, where people just always want to help them all the time. This stupid world that just helps people all the time for being a stupid idiot, man. But then every single time a man flops and he goes wrong in any regard, right? People all of a sudden know exactly what's supposed to happen to him. If a man breaks the law, right, especially an Israelite man, all of a sudden people know exactly the way that the law is supposed to be done and exactly the way how justice is supposed to work. And an example is with this whole Diddy thing, and I don't even like P. Diddy. I've been thinking he was a demon before I was even a teenager. I was like, why is this guy called Puff for? Why is this guy called Puff? Puff Diddy and all that. Why is he calling himself a Puff? Because in the UK, a Puff was an LG3T. I don't know if they used to say that in anywhere else, but over in the UK, a Puff was something that you ain't trying to be in life, unless you're a demon. But he's did all the things that he's did, and everyone's all saying this, saying that, right? But then what about all the Edomites that have did it though? What about all the Edomites that have did these same things, man? Don't you know how the Lord's supposed to work with them? And then they'll openly say out their mouth, oh, well, they're supposed to go to jail, but I'm just accepting that they're never going to go. So you accept that the society is corrupt then, you demon? You people accept that the society is corrupt, but then as soon as it's an Israelite, it's like you try and use us as a scapegoat for all the other people's crimes, and now we get the time that everybody else should have got for their crimes as well, added on to our sentence. You try and add on other people's sentences that they should have got onto the sentence that we should have got, man. Or you try and make the sentence that we get for crimes be death, when the actual sentence for those crimes is not death. The actual sentence for some of the things that people accept us getting killed for is not actually death, according to their own law of their world. But when we get killed for certain things that the crime, the punishment is not actually death, they're like, oh man. And they try and check criminal record. Oh, he was a criminal, blah, 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 and all that. Like that Jake got strangled on the train, man. Everyone's trying to make it, oh yeah, he should have been killed and all that. Well, he's begging for money on the train. Is the punishment for that death? Because find it written in your law that that's what the punishment is, to be unalived. Find it in your law. You won't find it in there. Because then if you switch the nationalities then and make it be an Israelite man strangling and putting some Edomite in a rear naked chokehold like it's MMA, yeah? You think that people are going to say, oh yeah, he should have died now. No, they're not going to say that. No, they're not going to, man. And that's why we're tired of this place, man. All you people that have been just antagonizing our soul, man. When the day of the Lord comes and we see you now having to be facing the responsibility for your actions, facing the cause of your actions, man, we're going to laugh, man. When we see you scared and terrified, even though we're going to be catching hell too in that time, when we see you people catching hell, we're going to be like, good. Kal halai Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. But this is what we've been waiting to see. Just like how Esau was saying, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. When ancient Israel got destroyed, we're going to be happy when we see your worlds get taken down, man. Because you people have not lived. You want to say Israel sinned and Israel went off. Have you lived better? Have any of you nations lived better? Or is the sins that Israelites were doing copying you? All the things that we've did that can be considered wrong, is it not copying what you've did? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city, and in fact, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? This world, man, when it really goes down, women that think that they've got power, and I have to, people might say, oh, here he goes, another guy that just hates me. Whatever you want to say, man. Women ain't exempt from judgment. Women have did a lot of wickedness on this earth, you know. When you consider the Israelite community, the so-called black race, as people want to try and call it and all that, when you consider that nation, you see all these street jakes, these thugs and all of that, yeah, that they're running around and they're committing crimes and they end up in prison. When you look at those people, really consider this. The things that they're doing are the things that women would do if they had the strength of the man, but they don't have the strength of a man. So they stir up some weak man spirit, right? They manipulate him a lot of the time to get him to do things, so that he can end up going and doing what they would have did if they had the strength. And then he ends up in jail now. And there was this scenario that I remember not long ago, man. It was quite a big one where there was this like former NFL player, and his girlfriend must have went through his phone or whatever, and she seen that he had something on his phone. He was messaging some next woman or something like that, and then she was started trying to smash up his house, and he restrained her, pushed her out the house or whatever, and then she lied and said that he beat her up, right? And then her brothers came down to the house with guns and all kinds of stuff, ready to try and take him out, and they ended up not alive. But it was a whole big case. This woman just lied. She didn't even really care that her brothers ended up having their lives taken away. It was a whole big thing. I can't remember what the guy's name was, man. I want to say his name was Travis Rudolph, but I ain't too sure, man. But there was a whole big thing, this Jake, and she just lied, man. She tried to send goons to the man's house. Women have did a lot of evil on this earth. So if you've got a problem with women being spoken about, well, what does that say about you then? Could you be a judge on the earth? Could you be a judge? Could you be a rule on the earth? Or if you see a woman with a pretty face, some big chesticles, and a fat round rump, right? And a feminine voice, but she's did a heinous crime, you're going to say, oh, nah, let her off because that's a female. But do you know what she did? Oh, nah, but look how pretty she is. Look at her nice smile. Let her go. You can't be no ruler then. You can't rule. If you've got that kind of mindset, you can't rule, man. Yeah, you don't deserve to be in charge of the earth that Yahweh made then. And that's why you're going to have to be reborn, man. After death by pain, like the scriptures say. You're going to know it too if you're an Israelite. After death by pain, man. Judgment, right, and righteousness and rebuke is based on everyone. There ain't no one that's exempt from being told about themselves. I'm not exempt about being told about myself. I've heard plenty of things said about me before, man. And guess what? A lot of it was true. A lot of it was true. So what now? Oh, because it's true. Oh, nah, if it's true, it's true. You know what I mean? If someone says something about you and it's true, you just have to eat that one because it's true what they said. You know what I mean? If someone says something about you and it's true, you have to deal with it. But in this world, when you say something true about women, they want it to be, oh, nah, you can't say that about a female, or you can't ask a woman their age, you can't ask a woman their this, their that. But a man can be asked everything about himself, though. Nah, we don't have to accept that life. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So all you women out there that you think you got power, when it goes down, let's see how much power you've got. Let's see if you've really got power like you thought you had. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. The world's going to get real hectic, man. It's going to get real bad down here. It's going to get real bad, man. And all you women that have been causing hell on this earth, doing a whole bunch of madness, right? I've heard stories about when certain men start talking in the truth even, and they make their videos about these things, and they talk about the things that some of you women have did to them. You're like, raw, man, women are demon. Women that just up and left, didn't even tell the guy why they was leaving, just took men's children, and they ain't ever seen them. They ain't ever seen them since. You know how evil that is to do? Just up and leave and take a man's lineage and just bounce. Like, you women are demons, man. You've did a whole bunch of madness, man. Women that are committing adultery and all kind of shit. Like stories that you hear from even other Israelites. Women that are committing adultery, men taking pictures of their loins inside the building where they're supposed to be talking about the scriptures, right? Sending it to the man's wife while she's in the building, and then coming back to the woman's husband and talking about shalom, huh? What you mean shalom? You must not know what shalom means. Shalom means peace to you, if I'm not mistaken, right? Shalom ultimately means peace. How's that peace? Where's the peace in that? But had the woman have not been on that man couldn't have been on it. You might say, oh, but he persuaded her, and if she would have been not on it, then he couldn't have did nothing. You understand? And this wicked world has allowed, because this world's got adultery going on in it, right? And I'm gonna go to the scriptures, man, because this world's got adultery being in this society and in this world, right? Women, more than anyone else, has benefited from this wicked world that's full of adultery. And if somebody else wants to say, I ain't gonna be arrogant about it. If somebody else wants to make a case that adultery in this world has benefited men more, make the claim. Yeah? But as far as I can see, adultery has allowed women to get away with more madness. Because that woman, that Lily Phillips woman, right? She damn near committed adultery 100 times in one night. No, excuse me, Salakia. 101 times in one day she committed adultery, because none of them 101 men were the man that took her virginity. Let's be clear about that. It wasn't none of them 101 men. And if there was another 101 before that, none of them were probably the guy that took it neither. But women are able to do that in one night, right? And then somehow, some way, somehow, some way, sometime, someday, they're trying to make out like she's a victim when she's the one that set it up. She booked the hotel, it's the Airbnb or whatever. She booked the building. She had a big smile on her face when she opened the door. You know what I mean? Like, mate, how is she the victim in this? How is she the victim when she set the whole thing up, man? But that's this world. Women are victims of adultery. Women are victims of this. Women are victims of that. But they ain't the victims when they commit adultery, though, are they? You know how many brothers that are Israelites have had a woman commit adultery on them? Either knowingly or unknowingly. You know how many of us, the women, have committed adultery in this world? And it ain't because a man wasn't good with Kama Sutra. It ain't because the man wasn't smooth enough with this or smooth enough with that. It's because the woman was a demon. It's not blame the man for the reason why. No, because there's men in this world that even have all them kind of things, and there's still a woman that commits adultery on them too, man. So it's not nothing to do with the man. It's because the woman is really not even that man's wife anyway, in the spirit, because that's not the man that took her virginity. So she's not really bonded to that man anyway. So in a situation where, let's say a man took a woman's virginity, right? And then she goes and deals with another man now. And then that man that took her virginity, he goes and deals with her afterwards, after she's dealt with another man. Really, that man that actually took her virginity has more claim to be trying to deal with her than you did if you was the man that was with her after with him. But it's still adultery from both sides now. You know what I mean? It's just all over the place, this world through. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Women have benefited from adultery in this world way more than men. Way more. Verse 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Women covet and are jealous of women, everything that other women have. They're always jealous and coveting, man. Women are covetous in this world about another woman's husband and all that, yeah? Or another woman's house. But here's the thing, according to the law, a woman's able to become a second wife to a man, but the woman don't want to do that. She won't want to, I think that life that woman's got is nice and I want a piece of that life. No, she wants that lifestyle, but she wants the other woman that had that lifestyle now to be kicked out to the street for all she cares. And she can be alone while she has that woman's husband now. Showing again that this world's off. But men will do that too. You got certain men in this world that they ain't got no children, yeah? They ain't got no children, and they always want to try and steal another whole man's family. They want to sleep with his wife and then take care of that man's children. I'm thinking, mate, what is wrong with your brain? What is wrong with you? Get your own family, bro. And because adultery goes on in this world so much, right? Or because men have the fear of adultery without justice being enacted if the adultery takes place, that causes for men to not even build a community in their area. Because men will not trust another man. They'll be like, man, I ain't trusting this geezer. I don't trust that guy. He might try and deal with my this. He might try and deal with my that. He might try and steal my this. He might try and steal my that. So nobody trusts nobody. And then you've got all these people in this world that they complain about the laws of Yahweh, Bar Shem Yahweh Shai. But the laws of Yahweh would solve all of the problems in your stupid life, you idiot. Verse 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. You're telling me women don't get away with that? You're telling women don't lie the most? Who lies the most on this earth? Is it men or women? It's women, man. Everyone knows this. And if you don't know it, you soon will, man. Yahweh will guide you to know that that's the truth. Women lie about other women all the time. Character assassination, all kind of stuff, man. Men lie too. But women love lying. And this world has allowed the weaker vessel that don't know what the hell they're doing to have free access and free reign, just run around being stupid as hell. Verse 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. But when all hell breaks loose, people that have been coveting these things are going to have free reign to go and steal and covet and take whatever they wanted to from their neighbor. And if the neighbor's not able to defend themselves, they're not going to be able to. If they are able to defend themselves, then they will defend themselves. And that's how this world's going to get, man. Because the love of many, you know what? Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many is waxing cold. You got people out here attacking people with weapons because they left a $2 tip for delivering pizza, but the person doesn't remember that, oh, you actually brought the pizza half an hour late. So you're mad about me giving you a tip and that you didn't think's acceptable, but you brought my pizza half an hour late. It's cold by now. It wouldn't even have took half an hour to eat the pizza, but you're bringing it half an hour late. But you don't want to remember that part though. I was just watching some video which made me even think about this, about neighbors from hell and the things that people do to their neighbors. Like, you got porch pirates and all that, with people that follow delivery trucks, stealing from their neighbor. You got people arguing over, oh, your fence is in where my fence is. I saw one where some old lady was throwing stones from her garden into her neighbor's garden, right? And then accusing him of moving her stones that she's got to show her her property boundary. And I'm thinking, why would you do this? You see what I mean? The world needs us Israelite men to rule over it, man. They need us. They really, we need to be ruling, man. Beginning with Yahweh Shai, we're supposed to be in charge. Like, the fact that we even get so angry when we see these things is because we're the leaders, man. We're the rulers. Esau, when he hears about certain things, he don't really get angry. He's like, oh, how could I make a profit off of this? That's what he's thinking. We're thinking, man, I don't want to see it happen. Esau, when he hears about adultery, he don't think, man, this is off. He thinks, oh, how can I make money from it? And then he comes up with these dodgy ass divorce laws, man. But when we hear about it, we're thinking, man, what does the law of Yahweh say? Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's why this world's so off. Because when one person was seeking justice for something bad that happened to them, they didn't find any. So now they're like, you know what? Whenever somebody else needs help, I'm not helping them. Because when I wanted help, I never saw no help. And that's why when all hell breaks loose, the world is going to become cold, man. And I gotta say it, man, because it's true. I can see, or you know what? Let's say it's my opinion, but there's prophecies that prove that women are going to be catching a bad time when it goes down. Women are going to be catching a bad time because they've been the people that have been able to get away with the most down here. When they commit a crime or break the law, it's not viewed the same as when a man breaks the law. But if a man that's 6'5" and a man that's 5'5" break the law, the same law, is supposed to be considered exactly the same, right? If a man that's 5'5" and a woman that's 6'5" break the exact same law, is supposed to be considered exactly the same. If a man that's 6'5" and a woman that's 5'2" break the same law, it's supposed to be judged exactly the same way. If a rich man breaks a law, it's meant to be judged the same way as if a poor man breaks a law. But that is not how it happens in this world. And that's part of, because iniquity abounds, people are able to get away with things because of where they stand in what this world says is allowed a bit more leeway than others. Oh, you can't do that because she's a doctor. Oh, you can't say that. And that's with all these clown people in the UK, man. Whenever someone breaks a crime, oh, more engineers and doctors. Oh, more. Oh, that was another one of them expiring doctors. And I'm thinking, mate, so if a doctor did something wrong to you, then you think that they deserve mercy because they're a doctor? You fucking idiot. A doctor don't deserve no more mercy for breaking a crime and breaking a law than anybody else. Not in Yahweh's eyes, anyway. Which is the only person who matters when it comes to these things. Yahweh decides, man. And Yahweh hasn't said, oh, you'd get some mercy because of this or some mercy because of that. Now, this law that I'm about to mention, this thing I'm about to mention, doesn't mean it's going to happen in this world right now. But if two men are fighting, right, and one woman's husband is getting beat up, right, and she goes over and grabs him by the testicles to try and stop him from beating her husband up, you know what's supposed to happen to her, according to Yahweh's law? Her hand's supposed to get chopped off. Now, you as a man and me as a man, we might say, man, that's harsh. But according to Yahweh, that's what's supposed to happen. Now, am I saying that we should do that in this world right now? No, I'm not. But Yahweh knows the reason why he said that should happen, though. And in the kingdom of heaven, if that takes place, that's what's going to happen. Now, would you Christians out there that say that you love God so much, would you teach that that's what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven? Or are you going to say that we ain't even keeping law in the kingdom of heaven? No one's going to keep the law in the kingdom of heaven. We're all just going to be in heaven flying around on angels' wings. No, actually, we're going to be on the earth, mate. And the Israelites are going to be keeping all of the laws of the Heavenly Father perfectly because they're going to be under the new covenant, which is mentioned in the Hebrews, the 8th chapter, the 10th verse, and in Jeremiah, the 31st chapter and the 33rd verse, man. But you people out there, you don't know the Bible, man. You don't know what's coming for the prophecies. You don't know. But then you want to run your mouth and tell the Israelites that they're wrong about everything that they say when you ain't even got an opinion on it. Oh, they're saying that the chariots are UFO. Well, what do you say? Anyone can say, oh, it don't mean that. It don't. What does it mean, man? What does it mean then? What does it mean? Is the world's been long enough hearing what everything ain't. People trying to go on like the smart, oh, yeah, because a million years ago when we was living in caves, we weren't living in no caves a million years ago, man. And you Edomites were living in caves not even maybe 500 years ago. Talking about a million years. Trying to extend times. Not even 500 years ago. If we would have had a time machine, we could have found you Edomites living in caves, man. The wild men from the Middle Ages, man. That was y'all, man. The wild men. Hair so hairy that you look like you was wearing fur coats, man. The knowledge is that information we put out there and we believe it. You obviously ain't going to believe it. I believe that yours was the wild man. I don't care if anyone says, oh, the wild. I believe it was real. So what are you going to do then? How are you going to stop me from believing it? I believe that information is true. Because when I look at y'all now, y'all are wild men still, but you're in a suit and tie, man. Still wild as hell. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 16, but unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Why are you even wasting your time talking about the Bible? When anytime you hear about anything righteous, you want to try and say, oh, nah, that was Old Testament. Verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction, you hate the laws. Oh, you know you're not supposed to eat pork. Oh, but in Acts it says, no thing that's unclean is unclean when clean things were clean that were unclean. Nah, fam. It don't mean that. What you're thinking it means, it don't mean that. There's not no scripture in the Bible that justifies sinning. There's not no scripture in there that says that you're supposed to sin. There's not one in there. There's scriptures that say it's not of works, lest anyone should boast. That you're saved by grace through faith. But that same part of the Bible says, for we are his workmanship, created in the Mashiach Yahushai unto good works. Meaning that there is works involved. And the works are not going to be sinning. None of those works are going to be, I'm allowed to eat pork. Like, if you like the taste of pork, right? Okay, but you're not supposed to eat it though. Just like how you might like what your hair, you might like, right? We all might have a picture that we see in the past of us with a skin fade, right? And we might like what our face looks like with a skin fade and our beard line up. You might. If we're being honest, we might think, man, I look better with a shape up. You might think that. But does that mean that we're supposed to have one? No, it don't. You might think, man, if my arm was tatted up, man, that's gonna really make my muscles pop. And if I do, does that mean you're supposed to get a tattoo? No, it don't, man. Accept that you have a weakness, but don't try and make an excuse for it though. Right? But Christianity makes exceptions for all kind of weakness, man. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment and I've got a stupid white mustache with no other facial hair around it. Oh, I'm looking like one of the Chuckle brothers out here. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment. But then you want to try and talk all this stuff about Hebrew Israelites. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment. I was kissing my friend's wife. Oh, I had a lapse of judgment. You're a demon. And I know what somebody like that deserves, man. But in this, if you're an Israelite, which that person definitely is not, by the way. If you're an Israelite, good news. The good news, the gospel is that you can repent from that. But if you're not an Israelite, man, it ain't nothing nice, mate. It's not nice. Like AJ said, it's not nice. Yeah. Verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. Every single chance they get, they want to try and say that a law's done away with. But then when it comes to Christmas, oh, that's still on and popping. Oh, we don't need to do a Passover no more. We don't need to do a Day of Atonement no more. We don't need to do this or that no more. We can just eat whatever we want to eat now. Oh, can we celebrate? Yeah, we should probably throw all of that stuff away. Yeah, let's throw away Christmas. No, Christmas. You see, Christmas, that's about the birth of the... No, it's not, fam. No, it's not. Yeah, don't lie, man. Don't lie to yourself, bruh. I don't know who you think you're fooling. No, it's not the birth of nothing. Because the star of the show, when it comes to that Christmas thing, is Santa Claus, mate. It never has been the Messiah. The star of the show is Santa, and the runner-up is his elves, mate, and Rudolph. You know what I mean? That's the stars of the show. And then coming in maybe fourth is the Grinch. And then coming in fifth is Coca-Cola. So don't try it, man. And then sixth is pigs and blankets, mate. You know what I mean? Seventh is the Christmas crackers. Number 8's mulled wine. It's number 9's Christmas pudding. Number 10's the mistletoe. Don't try it, man. Number 11 is the honey gammon. And then somewhere in that will be the turkey and that. The roasties. Oh, I love a good roasty. Which, liking roast potatoes don't make you a wicked. But I'm just getting into the whole thing about you people just make excuses for wickedness all the time, man. And you want to tell us something about our life? You want to say, oh, some of you have probably already turned off this thing. Oh, he swore once. So what? How many? You've been wicked more than once, as we all have. So what about that then? Verse 19, thou givest thy mouth to eat. In fact, verse 18, that when thou sawest the thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partaker with adulterers. Esau don't punish no one for adultery in this world. In fact, to a certain degree, women are rewarded for adultery in this world, and men are. Because they don't end up getting what they're supposed to get according to the Heavenly Father. So they're getting time extended without repenting, by the way. And then women are able to actually even drain men of their wealth because after they've committed adultery, it's sickening. Thou givest thy mouth to evil and thy tongue frameth deceit. That's not, no. Sorry, mate, you're just going to have to accept that she doesn't want to be with you anymore. Okay, let's say the man did accept, okay, she doesn't want to be with me anymore. Okay, I'm going to go find another woman. Well, Esau makes it be like, nah, it's going to be a lot harder for you to find another woman now because you see all that wealth that you had, it's going to her. More of it's going to go to her than you when you earned it. Now, some people might say, oh, but there's even broke men complain. You ain't even rich till you're saying like that. Okay, but what if I was though? Or what about the rich men that have got it then? Or what about if people's financial situation change? The rules still apply, right? Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Do you see this world, man? Everyone's got something to say about an Israelite. When an Israelite goes to work and does a job and that, people, best believe, man, people are thinking for no reason, how can I get this guy fired? I don't care how much Edomite smiling in your face. They're thinking that. That's just my thought process, man. They're thinking, oh man, but you know what? Man, nah, I can't do as much racist jokes as I want to do. Or this guy, he's smoother at work with me than me with the ladies. So, he's got more charisma than me. Or the boss might think he's smarter than me. Whatever stupid reason it is to try and get a Jake fired or whatever it is, this happens, man, all the time. It happens. It's happened to brothers that are Israelites. It's happened many times, man. And then people might say, oh, get another job. And then, okay, it could happen there too. And it could happen in the next one and the next one. Because this is not our rest. You understand? A Jake might be self-employed and own his own company. I mean, just doing his garden lawn. And then someone's going to try and call the cops. Oh, there's a man stealing plants. There's a man stealing plants from one of the houses around my neighborhood. When they know damn well that's not what's happening. He's actually putting plants into the ground. You know what I mean? But they'll lie and say, oh, he's stealing. That's how this world is. This ain't our rest, man. And that's why when this place gets judged, we're going to be happy, man. We're going to be so happy. When some of you scoffers, it starts getting revealed all the stuff that you've been doing behind the scenes, but you want to try and get research on every single Israelite. If an Israelite sneezes on camera, oh, see, I knew he was wrong, and see. And then they'll capture that moment of him sneezing. See, he sneezed. Oh, man, ugh. And then everyone put his hands over his nose. He didn't even catch it in a handkerchief. See, John the Baptist would never have did that. Okay. Keep telling yourself that, mate. John the Baptist would have spat on the ground and all kind of stuff, man. He would have held one nostril, blew out that bogey onto the ground and all kind of stuff, man. John wasn't no wimp, man. John the Baptist wasn't no wussy out here. You people want to think that you know about what the prophets of the Bible would have been like. No, you don't know, man. You people don't know. All you people that have got a problem with the Hebrew Israelites, you would have had a problem with every single prophet that's in the Bible. You wouldn't have liked them neither. Because that's the same people coming back on the earth. Yahweh Shai wasn't liked. People didn't like him. That's why they wanted to throw him off buildings, throw him off cliffs. They bared false witness on him and they couldn't get it to stick, the lies that they were saying. They was calling him an alcoholic and all kind of stuff. They didn't like him. Verse 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent, so they was able to build up more pride, because when they was doing these things, Yahweh just didn't judge them. So they was like, oh, so I guess all this witchcraft and stuff that we've been doing behind the scenes, this stops the Heavenly Father from being able to access us and actually try and judge us for the wickedness that we're doing. So yeah, we need to carry on doing these things, because that's what keeps him from being able to get us, like how he was able to get all the people in the times past. Because okay, the Babylonians, they did their Babylonian spells and stuff, but they didn't copy the same things as the Egyptians. So if we was able to do, and the Egyptians, they did the things that they did, right? But they didn't do the things that the Babylonians did. So if we can make our own Edomite world now, and we do the things that the Babylonians did, and the things, right? And the things that the Egyptians did, then we're going to be able to escape. And then they tried it, and it supposedly in their mind worked. But really, that was how it allowed them to get away with things, so he can judge them. But them in their arrogance thought, yeah, this is what keeps Yahweh at bay. Or we can keep him at bay with these spells and these things that we're doing. Or we've got him figured out. Yeah, we know how to keep him at bay. As long as we can get enough Israelites to go off and sell out and reject the Heavenly Father in his real name behind the scenes in some dark room that we've got somewhere. When we get these Israelites to break and forsake their God, we let them know exactly what his name is, right? And we might even tell some of them, yeah, you actually are. You actually are really the children of Israel. You see them crazy guys on the corner with them signs? Yo, they're actually telling the truth, you know. But you see this contract that I've got here for you? This is the truth too. And if you sell out and are able to get enough of your people to go against this and against that, I'm going to give you the world because I've got access to it right now. You think that some Israelites ain't been through that, man? You think that some Israelites ain't heard Esau damn near confess that we are the children of Israel? And they're still like, man, I'm still gonna sell out because I ain't strong in that Bible thing. I don't want the fast route, man. That the way out them man are talking about, that seems like the scenic route to me. I want the fast microwaved access to these things right now. Verse 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. All you people that thought that Yahweh was on your side, and you're going to find out, no, he wasn't, man. All you people that thought that you had access to what the right things in the world were, or you knew, or I know how to handle the world financially, or I know how to handle the world this way and that way. You're going to find out, man. We're going to see. Because this world, based on even just how wicked it is, was never going to stand forever. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. This kingdom was always going to fall. It's not righteous. Every kingdom that's never been righteous fell. Even the ancient kingdom of the Israelites, that fell eventually because it wasn't righteous. So why would this place be any different? Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 5, sit thou silent, getting into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, which is talking about you Edomites, man. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. You're not going to be the person that's just ruling. You're not going to be considered the most beautiful land no more. The most beautiful place that you Edomites invented and had access to, which is America, by the way, is going to get turned into a lake of fire that every single artifact, every single like remembrance of that place, of what it used to be, is not going to exist no more. No one's going to be able to be like, oh man, this used to be a Starbucks. No, that's going to be gone. Oh, I think this used to be I think this was where Mayweather fought Miguel Cotto. Nah. They're not going to remember where, they're not going to make a place, oh, this was where, nah. It's not, oh, this was where Michael Jordan first dunked from the free throw line and stuck his tongue out and went, nah, you ain't going to remember. They ain't going to know. Oh, this was where Michael Jackson was born. Nah. Oh, this was where we put the 1776 sign when we first established the country of America. You ain't going to be able to remember none of that. All that stuff's going to be forgotten. And in time, there's going to be Israelites that are born that ain't even going to know what Edomite is. Israelites that are born 1,000,000 years from now, when we tell them about Edomite, they're going to be like, what? And we was related to these people? What, they were our twin, they were our forefather Jacob that I can see over there. They were our forefather Jacob's twin brother, huh? But you said they were red. Ugh, that's gross. They sound horrible. Yeah, they were horrible. And they wanted to try and stop us from being able to be these things that we can see now where we can fly. Yeah, they actually, and they were ruling the world one time. Yeah, they were. You know what I mean? Certain Israelites that are alive now are going to be telling their grandchildren, their billions by then of grandchildren, they might just sit them down. Come on, kids. Come on, grandchildren, man. Come on of you grandchildren, and sit down and let grandpappy let grandpappy tell you a horror story real quick about the time about Esau. And then even the sons might be like, yeah, I love this. I love it when it tells this story. Certain sons that weren't born in that time, that might be a couple million years old, they're like, yeah, I love it when it tells this story. I mean, when I talk to them about the day of the Lord's wrath, man, yeah, they really didn't believe that Yahweh Shai was going to come back. But when he cracked them clouds and we seen him in all his glory, you should have seen the look on them Edomites' faces, man. It was so hilarious. Some of them just dropped dead from heart attacks. And their grandchildren at that time, they're like, what? What? That happened. So you're trying to tell me we couldn't always fly? Yeah? There was a time when we couldn't always fly. So you're trying to tell me that there used to be a time when we died, Granddad? Yeah, they did. There used to be a time when we'd only live to about 50 years old, and that would have been considered a good life. What? Our grandchildren are going to know about this, man. And that's what this is the kind of thing that all you scoffers are trying to fight against. These are the kind of things that we think in our mind. So you think we're taking, like, you think the elect are going to take MOTB? Nah. If you are able to get any Israelite to take the MOTB, that was not the elect. That was not the ones that Yahweh has said, these ones right here are not going to go off in that moment. Those ones there, they're going to. But you see, these ones, nah, these ones ain't. You see, these lot right here, they ain't going to do none of that stuff. And they're prepared to go all the way to not do it. And that's what Esau don't even realize with his stupid self, man. Any Israelite you've ever been able to get to sell out, that wasn't of the elect, man. Any Israelite you've ever been able to get to forsake the name of the Lord, that wasn't one of the Israelites that Yahweh's chosen. It was an Israelite, but it wasn't one of the ones that Yahweh's chosen. Verse 6, I was wroth with my people. Yahweh was angry with us, man, because we went off. Our nation's beautiful, but they're wicked at the same time, including myself. Also as Israelites, man, there's something very special about us, man, but there's also something that's just not right, man. For verse 6, I was wroth with my people, I've polluted my inheritance. Yahweh polluted his inheritance. He allowed us to be defiled. He allowed that corrupt part to become even greater. He allowed that leaven to become even bigger. And giving them into thine hand, thou didst show them no mercy. Esau never showed no mercy. And what does it say in Ezekiel 35? You're going to get no mercy because you didn't show none. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And Esau don't have no mercy on the old Jake. He don't. They don't have no mercy. In fact, those will be some of the Israelites that they'll treat the worst a lot of the time, because they know that it's harder for that type of Israelite to defend himself in a physical manner. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. You Edomites didn't remember all the wickedness that you've did, man. You didn't remember all the things that you did to get to the point that you are now. You're trying to hide the information. Oh, we don't need to know about this. Oh, it's a critical race theory and theology. But then you want to talk about everything else, though. You want us to remember, oh, Remembrance Day of this, Remembrance Day of your ass. How about remember what you motherfucking did, man? And before all you scoffers, I want to try and pull up a video and show what Israelites did. How about you go and do some research into what Christianity did as well and pull those videos up? How about you be balanced? Because an Israelite will pull up videos of what Israelites did, but we'll also pull up videos of what you Christians are doing too. You damn hypocrites, man. Which is one of the things that Yahweh hates, by the way. Let me just make sure that I'm saying that right, man. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are abomination unto him. A lying tongue. A proud look. A lying tongue. So, well, it doesn't. That's not this. Maybe I was going off a bit, man. Salakia. And hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that divideth wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift to run into mischief. A false witness that speak of lies. And he that soweth discord among brethren. Now, within that you could find a hypocrite. But I apologize. It doesn't say that Yahweh hates a hypocrite in the scriptures. But you would find a hypocrite. You could find the characteristics of a hypocrite within this. Because a hypocrite would be a person that has a lying tongue. They're lying. They're telling other people not to do things, but they're lying about what they're doing. And they would have a heart that divides wicked imaginations. And they would have feet that be swift to run into mischief. There would be a false witness that speak of lies too. But it doesn't necessarily say specifically that Yahweh hates a hypocrite. So I apologize, man. Salakia. Let me go back to this, man. When it comes to talking about this world and ranting our mouths off, man, we can go in. But can you Christians complain about? You Christians will complain about everything that Israelite, like a so-called black man does. You had one wicked ass Israelite woman, Eve, Cherry Love, and that. She used to do 9-hour videos, man, talking about the Hebrew Israelites, right? And now she's just stopped all of a sudden. I don't know whether she got judged or jacked up or something, right? But she used to do I think I've seen on her channel before that she used to do 14-hour videos, talking about the Israelites. but then didn't do no videos, not even a 10% of that time going into the dodginess of Christianity from what I seen. Now whether she's did that or not, maybe, but I ain't never seen any of those videos. All the videos that had long lengths like that was always about Israelites, man. 14 hours, you know. You know how ridiculous that is? 14 hours. 9 hours, 8, 5. I don't remember the last Israelite video that I saw that was 5 hours. Verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. It's going to get real out here, man. It's going to get real for you people down here, man. For you Edomites, it's going to get real for you. The Egyptians didn't think it was going to get real for them, when they was having their fun, calling the Israelites idle, which is what you people trying to say about us. Oh, you blacks are lazy. Pharaoh was saying that about the Israelites. Oh, you're lazy. You don't work hard enough. As soon as we didn't want to be captives no more, oh, you're lazy. That's what you Edomites are saying about us. Oh, they're lazy. They're lazy. That's what Pharaoh said. Oh, you're idle. You're idle. That's why you're thinking about freedom, because you ain't working hard enough. The reason why you don't want me kicking your ass every day, whipping your back, feeding you to crocodiles, that's because you're lazy bums. If you was working hard enough, you wouldn't have time to think about how you ain't free. So I need to, this is what he was doing. I need to put more pressure on your life so you don't even know that you're not free. And Esau has gone even worse with that. He's going to wants the MOTB. So that even when you do realize that you ain't free, he's gonna be like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? I dare to complain about not being free. Watch me turn your microchip up. See, now I've said the word, now who knows if it's going to go, if what's going to happen. I dare to complain about not being free. Watch me turn your Karagmoth right now. Watch, go on. I dare ya. And if he had it his way, he'd have them in your head. Everyone's, if he got the technology right. So that if you even think about it and don't even vocalize it, he'd turn it off. As if a man can control the thoughts of his mind completely. But you know what, man? Anyway, man, I'm going to end the video, man. Enough of the rant, man. I just was getting annoyed by some of the things I've seen today, man. And I wanted to do a video because this world is off, bro. And people are going to get judged anyway. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ba'Shem Makar and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, who are the believers in the Heavenly Father Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, and the true doctrine according to the scriptures, man, how it's supposed to be interpreted. Shalom.